let's go to something positive. How about the Buckeyes won? Buckeyes won. How about that, man? I'll give you a win against the best team in the Big Ten West right now, Wisconsin, which we didn't we we kind of knew it was going to be a hard game to play, and for the most part, I mean, it was a close one throughout. Ohio State, as I said in the text, did what they had to do. Just keep winning. Just keep doing what you have to do. And yeah, they made some big plays down in that stretch where uh, Wisconsin just doesn't match up offensively to them, but or defensively to them. But that's the thing. If they go back to the Big Ten championship, I'd still be kind of worried about playing that matchup, even if you get that victory over Michigan in the final week, because there's just something about Wisconsin's offense that was, putting together some drives, not in the sense of scoring because they only had one touchdown throughout the game, but they were just taking time off that clock. They were just taking the ball away from Ohio State. Had a couple turnovers as well, which that if you're Kyle McCord, you obviously can't have. There are some quarterbacks, obviously no quarterback wants to turn the ball over, but if you're Kyle McCord, you especially can't be giving the ball to the other team because you aren't the quarterback who's going to be putting up 400 yards and 3 touchdowns along with that.
Marvin Harrison Jr. is really good.
Mm-hmm.
That was my takeaway.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I talked about it on Saturday. I didn't think they would lose this game. I thought it was a big spot for a letdown spot. Kyle McCord looked rattled again, but let's be honest here. This is really second true road game, right? I mean, Notre Dame at night and then this one at night. This is not an easy place to play, but Ohio State did enough. Mitch, they now have some nice wins on the resume. And tonight the college football playoff rankings come out. The first edition of the rankings. I do not want this team to be ranked number one.
You think they will be?
There's a lot of people out there that think the Buckeyes could be ranked number one because they have 2 top 10 wins. Compared to Georgia, who's just played at, the local middle school and YMCA team down the street, I think, here in Canton. I mean, Michigan has beat nobody. But let's throw that out there. I mean, Michigan, they haven't even been able to play the middle school team down the road. They're still on the preschool team. They don't play anybody. So I'm sick and tired. Like, there's no way possible that, they have impressive wins. Yeah, cool. They're playing people that don't even know what football is. I mean, I do not want Ohio State to be ranked number one tonight. I hope it's Michigan, because that'd be really funny when all this scandal stuff comes out again, and then they get like DQ'd for the rest of the season or something like that. But either way, better chance that Kyle McCord is in New York for the Heisman, or Ohio State is ranked number one tonight.
Oh, Ohio State's ranked number one tonight, no doubt, no doubt. If anybody's going to go to New York for Ohio State, it's Marvin Harrison.
Right, but don't you find that funny that the guy is a wide receiver and somebody has to get the ball, but the guy that gets the ball wouldn't necessarily be there? I'm not saying I don't agree with that, because I think Marvin Harrison is the best wide receiver in all of college football. Yeah. I think he would be potentially one of the best wide receivers in the NFL right now. But I just find it a little crazy that Kyle McCord could put up these numbers that Marvin Harrison is benefit of, and then
well, it's kind of like with Mac Jones the year that Alabama won the title, I think it was the same year that Devonta Smith won the Heisman Trophy, where that man, every time he touched the ball, something was happening. So, whether it was a big play or he was getting a bulk amount of catches for X amount of yards. With Mac, and I guess with Kyle, like, they can get the ball to them for sure, but then they kind of struggle getting the ball to other receivers. Make Ibuka's there sometimes. You have some other options there as well. But yeah, I would take Ohio State getting number one tonight easily. I did read Dennis Dodd's power rankings today, and he had Georgia at number one, Ohio State at number two. I think Georgia's got number one wrapped up until they lose. I understand the strength of schedule. I understand that's a big issue for some people, but until Goliath gets slayed, Goliath is still standing. And right now, Ohio State, Michigan, Florida State, Washington, they're all a bunch of Davids trying to fight for that for those spots. Washington's still in the mix there. Oregon jumped back into the mix after beating Utah. So those are the only two Pac-12 teams left. And then Florida State, you want to talk about not playing anybody? They took advantage. They're taking advantage of the ACC right now and a down Clemson season to be the representative. And it's going to be fascinating to see if they can keep this going for the remainder of the season. Poor Oklahoma, man. This is this. I, I mean, Texas. The door's open for Texas again, but they have to win out. You have to win out. You have to have one of the Pac-12 teams lose. You're probably going to have one of your. Well, that's the thing. Depends on the way the Ohio State Michigan goes. If it's a close game, whoever loses that game could still have a stake of a claim to a playoff spot. You probably need one of the Pac-12 teams to lose, and you probably need Florida State to lose in order for you to sneak back in if you're Texas. But that's just the way I see it. And Alabama, God, if every freaking team loses and Alabama slips in again, we're just gonna we gotta do something about it. We gotta do something about it because I don't care how good this defense has been over the last 6 weeks. This offense is not. This is not Georgia. This is not Ohio State. This is not whatever. This is dumb. This is just a dumb thing that we would have to go through.
One of the worst teams Saban's had in recent memories.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're not. This is not a top team.
This is the worst team they've had since Ohio State beat them in the Sugar Bowl. That was a number one team.
Yeah, that was a great team. Don't disrespect Ohio State.